Beautiful heart with an artist's soul. All you know is to paint your beautiful world.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lorraine Rose. If you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Now without further ado, let's just get right into the video. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all mine and my husband's experience on doing the ketogenic diet. Now, before I say anything else, I just want to start off this video by just giving you guys a disclaimer. I am not a doctor, I'm not a health professional by any means. My husband and I just wanted to try the ketogenic diet, and I wanted to, go ahead and do a video on it for you guys in case any of y'all are thinking about trying it yourself. But please, if you have any health issues, any hormone imbalances, please check with your doctor first before you do this. And I'm hoping that this video will actually help you because it can feel a bit overwhelming. Okay. Okay. So the first step that you want to do is make sure that you plan. Now throughout this video, I am going to be looking down at my notes, so just bear with me. I watched a lot of YouTube videos of people who tried the ketogenic diet, and unfortunately quite a few people did not have a good experience. But watching their videos, it may have been because they didn't research it enough or plan ahead to make sure they could give their bodies enough time to fully adapt to the ketogenic diet. Like they just did it for one day or a few days, and they were probably experiencing some of the ketosis flu-like symptoms that you have to go through in order to get into ketosis, and not really knowing what they could do to combat those things. They probably just suffered and they were miserable and they hated it. I would just really encourage you to, really do your research. Research. I'm gonna recommend 3 people to you right now that I found on YouTube that I absolutely loved, that have been so helpful to me, and they're great. They're great. So one of them is a doctor. I'm sure you've heard of him before. His name is Dr. Eric Berg. I love him. He's so easy to understand, and he just has so much wisdom in accordance with the ketogenic diet, as well as so many other things. And then Thomas DeLauer. He is not a doctor, but he is very intelligent, and he really gets into the science of keto, and he just breaks everything down, and he's so detailed. And so I found that he was very helpful, and he has a super pretty wife and a really adorable baby, and sometimes they're on his channel, and it's just a super fun channel to watch. So they're great. And then I also found a woman that I really like. Her channel name is Tara's Keto Kitchen, and I just like her. She just seems like a normal housewife. She seems really down to earth, and I just really liked her. So if you're into more of people that you would probably be friends with, that are super approachable, she's a great one. What I did was I went home and I went to the website ibreatheimhungry.com. I will link it down below for you guys. We ended up doing, for our first 5 days of keto, we did the 5-day keto soup diet on her website. And we did the 3-day Kickstart meal plan, which is also on her website. If you go to her website and you click the little box where it has the scroll down things, it has meal plans, and you want to click that, and then it'll bring you to the page with both of those plans on it. She includes recipes and grocery lists for those meal plans, so it makes it really easy. So basically what I did was, after I kind of looked on her website, and along with the meal plans, she writes an introduction, and you want to go ahead and read all that stuff. And you want to write out your grocery list and clean out your fridge. That's what I did. I went ahead and I cleaned out my fridge. Anything in my pantry that I knew would be a temptation to me, I went ahead and I got, I gave away and I got rid of just so I wouldn't be tempted. I cleaned out my fridge, and then the next day I went grocery shopping. I washed all my produce, and I was ready. So then the following day we started. So that's how you want to go ahead and plan. You want to do your research first, and then when you're, a couple days before you're ready to start, you want to go ahead and clean out your fridge, clean your kitchen out, go grocery shopping, wash all your produce, put everything in your fridge organized so that way the next day you can just jump right into it. And her recipes are so simple, so easy. The soup is a bit more complex, but once you make it, that's it. Like you make the whole batch for the whole 5 days all in one setting, and then you're good to go. So, you know, I found that I love the ketogenic diet because I find that I don't spend as much time in the kitchen. Like, the meals are just so easy. So, and she also has great recipes on her website. I just made for lunch today these barbecue chicken zucchini boats. Oh, they were so good. So she's got incredible, you know, recipes. Now, I'm gonna bring you guys into my kitchen, and along with your groceries, I'm gonna show you guys some things that you're gonna wanna get, you know, a few days prior to you actually starting the ketogenic diet, so you already have it on hand that will really help you get through the keto flu. So let's go into the kitchen. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the things that I got. So, Himalayan pink sea salt. This is crucial. So when you consume a lot of carbs, you know, carbs have water in them, and so when you are depleting your body of carbs, you're gonna lose a lot of that water weight. I think I lost about 4 pounds just in water weight, and so you're gonna need sodium. And I actually wrote a little thing. Salt is important. And your body will tell you when you need it. I use so much more salt. I never really was a huge fan of salt before, probably because I was such a big fan of carbs. But since doing the ketogenic diet, I put so much salt on everything. I even will put it in my coffee, and I like it. So just listen to your body. You'll be pretty surprised. So having enough salt in your system helps your circulatory system and your heart, helping the blood flow where it needs to flow and the heart to pump easily. If you're finding that your heart is pumping really fast as you're going into the ketogenic diet, it's probably because you need more salt. And salt also helps with cramping. This helps with digestion as well. Good healthy salt, like pink Himalayan salt, not just the regular white table salt, don't get that. Get this stuff, and you can get this in bulk at Costco as well. Good healthy salt will contain a lot of good healthy trace minerals like chromium and iodine. When your body is moving into a ketogenic state, you may experience what is called the keto flu, which I've already kind of mentioned a little bit. Some of the symptoms being headache, fatigue, nausea, dizziness, muscle weakness, just to name a few. When you lower your carbs and your sugar, you lower your insulin. And when your insulin is lower, you release sodium. When you consume carbs and sugars, you retain sodium. But when you initially start this program, you're going to get rid of a lot of fluid because you're releasing sodium, and that's why you get these symptoms. This is why it's best to consume enough salt. So just make sure that you're salting all your meals, that you're adding your salt to any sort of smoothies that you're making, or I always add a little bit to my water. And just do research on what's a healthy amount of salt that you need to intake on the ketogenic diet. But as far as I went, I just did what I told you, and that was fine for me. So you're gonna need salt. Now this is really important. You want to get a good electrolyte. This kind, the raspberry flavor, is amazing. I'll link it down below for you guys. I got this off of Amazon, and I did 2 scoops a day. So I did 1 scoop in the morning because I found that first thing when I woke up, I knew I needed to hydrate my body. And so I would have it in the morning, and then I would put it in my water bottle and take it to the gym with me and drink it during my workout. So like I said, you're dumping a lot of fluid on the keto diet. I mean, the first few days, I feel like I was peeing nonstop. I was just constantly peeing. That's why I said I think I lost about 4 pounds just in water weight. And then that's probably why you hear of people dumping 10 pounds in 1 week when they first start the ketogenic diet. You're just losing a lot of water. Okay, and so with the fluid release, comes the release of electrolytes like potassium and magnesium. So we have to make sure we're putting those minerals back into our body with more than just water. You need to put it back with supplements that have potassium and magnesium. And that brings me to the next supplement is magnesium. Now, I just got the generic GNC brand, and I take one of these a day, but when I run out of this, I'm going to get, I think it's called Natural Calm Magnesium. I'll link it down below for you guys because I've bought it before, and I would recommend taking that kind that I'm going to link down below right before bed because it will really help improve your sleep. And then also you're going to want to get a good bone broth. Let me grab it. Okay, so one day when I was doing the ketogenic diet, I think it was like day 3, I just felt horrible. I was so weak and tired, and this stuff helped me so much. So just get a couple of cartons of this. Kettle and Fire, this is my favorite brand. It's at Kroger. You can make your own bone broth, in one of your steps as far as preparing to go onto the ketogenic diet. Homemade bone broth is absolutely amazing. I've made it before. If you want me to do a video on how to make it, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to make a video because it's so delicious, and it just brings your soups to like next level. Homemade bone broth is so great. So yeah, I would definitely recommend to get a couple boxes of those. They're a bit pricier, but it's worth it because it'll make you feel better. And I also want to give you guys like a little recipe. On a true ketogenic diet, you should be consuming a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio of fats to protein. That's a lot of fat. And if you're not accustomed to that, it can be difficult on your body. You're gonna find that going into the ketogenic diet, you're gonna feel like your body's gonna be like freaking out, like what's going on? You might find yourself getting a little bit bloated. You might even find yourself constipated. Now, these ingredients that I'm about to give you will help give you the necessary components your body needs to help break down those fats and turn them into ketones to kind of just help you out because your body's not used to breaking down fat for energy. So this recipe is also good for intermediate and advanced keto people as well. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to heat up this whole carton of bone broth and a couple of shavings, about a tablespoon of fresh raw ginger. You can grate it, you can peel it or leave the peel on it, and that's going to really help to reduce any sort of inflammation in your body. You're going to want to do half a tablespoon of turmeric as well as a half a tablespoon of ginger powder. You're going to want to add 2 tablespoons of lemon, helping to push everything you're consuming along. Lemon's it could be used as a really good like cleansing, diuretic, so that'll be good to add to that. And then lastly, 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut cream to help balance out your good and bad bacteria after being hardened. You want to put coconut cream in the fridge overnight, and then you're going to use the cream on the top, 2 tablespoons of that. And then you're going to want to put all that in a pot and allow it to simmer, and you're going to want to just drink that, and that's going to help you so much as well, just to feel great and to help your body kind of get into that process of like, okay, we're using fats for energy. And your next thing you're going to want to have is MCT oil. Now, I will link this kind that I bought down below. There's tons of MCT oils out there though that are great. So MCT means medium chain triglyceride. Triglyceride is just a smart term for fat. They can either go into the cell and be used for energy, or they can be stored as body fat. So MCT oil is actually 10% lower in fat in comparison to other fats, being only 8 calories per gram. So MCT can go right into the mitochondria. It looks like a little jelly bean. I don't know, I may be wrong, but inside your body. It creates energy immediately. Whereas a long chain triglyceride or a normal fat that we're consuming has to go through a whole separate pathway, and then it gets stopped outside of the mitochondria wall before it gets in because it needs carnitine to get in.
This is why people will intake carnitine to help this process out. Now, MCT allows you to cut out the middleman because they do not need this step to get into the mitochondria. But because of this, we get even more energy even faster from an MCT oil. So MCT oil really helps with energy, along with so many other health benefits. But because these MCTs are shorter and easier to break down, they go straight to the liver where they're oxidized for fuel. All of this means, at the end of the day, is that MCTs are efficiently burned and don't get stored as body fat. They're almost always exclusively burned. So that's a plus. And then also, I think the one of the things that I want to mention is get yourself a smooth move tea. If you're finding that you're kind of like constipated, you know, get some smooth move tea from your local grocery store and drink a cup at nighttime, and you'll find that everything will flush out just fine for you in the morning. You're going to want to get some collagen. Now you can go ahead and research, you know, the health benefits of collagen, but I've been taking it way before the ketogenic diet and I just love it. So it's something that I just add to my coffee every morning, and it's just something extra to add. And you're going to want to get some good avocado oil or olive oil. You'll be using that to cook with alongside butter. And then for a snack, you want to try to get some good nuts. So pecans are great nuts. I think macadamia nuts are really good nuts. Brazil nuts, I've heard, are like the best kind of nuts you can get. So yeah, and then also you're gonna want to get a good multivitamin. So we use Shaklee. Shaklee is a great brand. I'll link it down below for you guys. My husband and I absolutely love that. So between that, the electrolytes, the magnesium, the bone broth, the salt, the MCT oil, just using those consistently every day and really making sure I'm putting enough salt in all my food, you should be good to go. And if not, you know, these are things that you're going to want to really research though ahead of time, just to make sure that you're fully prepared and that you can kind of pass through the keto flu fairly easy and to where you're not in too much pain. Okay, so now that you have done your research, you have prepared your kitchen, you've bought all your food, you've bought all your supplements, you're going to want to set aside at least 8 days. Now, if you work, obviously you can't help that. My husband worked when we started the ketogenic diet, and he just brought his food to work with him, and he actually didn't experience as many symptoms as I did transferring over. So, you know, obviously, yes, we all have to work, but I would suggest don't make any plans for the next 8 days. Give yourself, you know, time to really rest, and your body's going to be detoxing. So, you know, it's going to be detoxing from carbs and sugar addictions, and you're just not going to feel like yourself. You'll probably be a bit moody. So it's probably not a great time to be around people. So yeah, just make sure that you give yourself time to rest. That's huge. That's something my friend told me, and I'm so happy that she told me that, because, you know, for me, not doing anything and just resting, it's kind of hard because I just like to keep busy and everything. So, but it was good advice and I took it, and I'm glad I did. So one thing that you want to do is make sure that you weigh yourself also before you start. And if you have a gym, they might have a little handheld device that helps you measure your body fat percentage. I did that at my gym, and I weighed myself in the morning, and so I will at the end of this video give you guys, you know, a beginning weight and an ending weight, and a, you know, what my body fat percentage was in the beginning and what it is now. So you're going to want to do that because it feels so good once a week to step on the scale and see those results. It just kind of gives you that extra push you need to keep going. You just have to stick it through, like give yourself, you know, 6 months to a year before you really start seeing results, and weigh yourself. You're gonna want to get rid of any foods that might be a temptation for you. Now, during the day, I'm fine. I'm able to eat my food and I'm good. But it's always in the evening time, like around 6 o'clock, where those sugar cravings would hit me. And thankfully on her meal plans, she does have dessert options, but I kind of opted out of the dessert options, but I wish I didn't, because my sugar cravings are so strong initially, and they still are. Like it gets to the evening time and I just want a bag of hot Cheetos, I want some ice cream,
I just still crave all that stuff. So you're gonna want to just get, if it's not in your house, it's gonna not be as tempting. And so I like mentally, I just will talk to myself and be like, okay, Lorraine, like it's not worth it. Just push through this craving. You'll be good in the morning. And I'll even make myself a cup of hot tea at nighttime, and that really just helps. So yeah. You know, if you're anything like me, I'm very detail oriented, and I wanted to be able to track my nutrition throughout the day, like how much carbs I was getting in, how much protein, how much fat, how many calories. I wanted to make sure that I was getting enough of everything. And so the app that I downloaded that I really like, I'm sure there are other, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have any keto apps that you absolutely love, but this one is called the Total Keto Diet app, and it's like white and blue and yellow, and it's a free app, and you basically just answer some questions, and then they calculate like how much of everything you need throughout the day. And then there are sections where you can log in like what you ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and any snacks in between. And for me, they gave me a score of like 25 grams of carbs per day. Now just remember that sometimes these apps don't count in fiber, but this one does. You want to make sure you add fiber, because fiber cancel out carbs. Now don't like take my 100% word for it, but I think from what my husband was telling me is that however much fiber you eat with, like say you're counting like a lunch, like you have a lunch that you added in, and it has so many carbs and it has so much fiber. Well, however many carbs you have, you subtract the amount of fiber, and that's the true amount of carbs that you take in. So I hope that makes sense, but research that though, because I may be wrong. Thankfully on her website, I Breathe I'm Hungry, included within her recipe, at the bottom of her recipe, she has all her nutrition facts, like how many carbs there are per serving in that recipe and everything. So it's pretty easy to track her recipes because of that. That app was great. That really helped me out. You want to make sure you drink plenty of water. I craved water like non-stop the first 3 days, so I just kept drinking and drinking and drinking. That it's totally fine. You're gonna want to drink, I think she says to drink like 100 ounces a day, and I drink way more than that. Okay, so this was actually really interesting to me. So basically, you're gonna want to work out. Your body is so used to running on carbs, and when you aren't giving it the carbs that it's used to, you know, it'll use up those carbs. As you're eating more and more fats, it'll begin to burn whatever leftover carbs you have left. But then once it burns through those carbs, there's still like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like there's still carbs, like old carbs, that are stuck in your body, and I think that's what makes you feel like kind of yucky. That was a horrible explanation, but I don't have any better way to explain it. But Thomas DeLauer actually has a video on that. You'll have to go check out his channel because he talks, I'm not sure, I'll link the name of that video in the description box below for you guys so you can check it out. But he talks about that, and he talks about why, you know, why you feel kind of like yucky. And he says basically to kind of push out the rest of those carbs from the old carbs from your body, you're going to want to work out, because your body's going to end up burning all that extra carb, and then it's going to start pulling from your fat, and then you're going to start feeling really good. So there were days where I really did feel like I had flu-like symptoms, and I just made myself go to the gym. It was the last thing that I wanted to do, but I pushed myself and I made myself go, and I would do like 20 minutes of cardio on the Stairmaster, and then I would do whatever weight training I had lined up for that day, and then I would do a couple of ab workouts, and I would do some stretching, and it just made me feel so better. It really pushed me through that keto flu. So definitely work out. If you don't work out at all, I would just say go walking, like go outside, go for a hike. Just try to be active, and even if you're able to incorporate a couple days a week some HIIT training, that's supposed to be really good for you. Like I said, do your research. Make sure you consult your doctor. I don't want to
I don't want to be the cause of anybody hurting themselves or doing any harm to their body, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just saying what I did and what worked for me. And now I'm gonna just give you guys a list of some of the things that I felt, just to warn you, you might feel these things, it's normal, you'll get over it. I was super tired, that's normal. I had headaches, I was nauseous, I was constipated, I was lightheaded, I had sore throat, I had mucus drainage. Now some of these may or may not be, you know, because of the ketogenic diet. I just logged everything that I felt, and then some of the good things that I felt were I had more clarity, I was more alert, I was able to focus for longer periods of time. My husband and I are going to continue to do the ketogenic diet just because we like the way it makes us feel. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like I feel good, like I don't have any bloating when I eat, which is really nice. But at the same time, like it's not like I have like crazy amounts of energy. Maybe I'll have that later on down the road, but I just feel normal. Like, and the thing that I love about it is the recipes are so easy to make, and I'm just not spending hours in the kitchen, and I feel like I'm a lot more intentional about what I put in my body. I mean, and like experiment, have fun with it. Like there's so many amazing keto recipes out there, and you know, the ketogenic diet, you're not really missing out on a whole lot. Like there's so many alternatives that are really great and really yummy. Overall, I really enjoy doing the ketogenic diet, and I'm excited that my husband loves it too. And I hope this video is helpful. If you guys want me to do any more videos on the ketogenic diet, or if you want me to do some keto recipes, let me know in the comment section below. I want to do videos that y'all want to see and that y'all would enjoy. I hope this video is helpful for you guys. Please ask me any questions. I may or may not be able to have the answers for you, but I will do my best. And you know, this was just my experience. I had a good experience. I'm not here to bash the ketogenic diet. It's actually pretty awesome, and I love it a lot. And one thing I did notice also is my skin is like glowing. I think because you're consuming so much fats, like my husband's skin is like kind of like shiny. But yeah, I find that it really helped improve my skin. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna do like a what I eat in a day on the ketogenic diet video, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably be doing that here in the next month or so. But I'm gonna leave this video showing you guys what we ate those first few days. So yeah, here we go. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a longer video, but I so appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you staying tuned, and I absolutely love the fact that y'all are subscribed to my channel. If you are not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. I appreciate it so much. You guys have no idea. And until next time, bye! Okay guys, I just got out of the gym, and it is 2 weeks from the first day that we started the ketogenic diet, so I'm going to give you some of my results. So the first day that I was on the ketogenic diet, my percentage of body fat was 30.7%, and now it is 25.8%. And my body mass index in the beginning was 24.3%, and now it's 23.2%. So that's within 2 weeks. And my beginning weight was 133, and now I'm currently at 127. But I do a lot of weight training, and so that's why I kind of wanted to do like the percentage of body fat test as well, because I think sometimes the scale could be a little bit discouraging. And I'm really excited about my results. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and share that with you guys. For my coffee, you just want to take 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. So here's my breakfast. We just have 2 scrambled eggs, 2 slices of bacon, and a half an avocado, and I did some salt and pepper on that, and my bulletproof coffee. Alright you guys, here is my lunch. I am having 2 cups of this soup. I will leave the link to the recipe for this soup in the description box below as well. And then I'm gonna just add some salt to the soup also and have some water with it, and that is my lunch.
3 hours after lunch, I had a half a cup of egg salad with romaine lettuce.
All right, you guys, so this is my snack for day 2. I have a half a cup of tuna salad and about 5 celery sticks, and I went ahead and I put some nutritional yeast. I put less than a half a tablespoon of that, and then I just put some pepper and I ground up some salt on it, and this is my snack for day 2. All right, so what you want to do is you want to get just a little bit of butter. Get that onto your nice heated pan. Kind of pick it up and let it melt off the heat a bit. And then take a 1/4 cup of your pancake mix and pour it at a higher level. That way you get a nice round pancake. And I go ahead and I let this cook on one side for 2 minutes and on the other side for a minute. Then you just want to flip your pancake. You want to let that cook for 1 minute. So here is our breakfast. I have 5 pancakes here with some blueberries, just a little bit of blueberries, and 1 sausage link. And then my husband has 5 pancakes with blueberries and 3 sausage links. So this is our breakfast, and then I'll show you the coffee that I'm going to have after breakfast. Okay, so while my coffee is brewing, I like to go ahead and add all of my ingredients to my blender because I'm going to blend my coffee drink up. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna get my stevia, and I like to do 6 donks just because it's such a tiny, tiny spoon. And then I like to add a tablespoon of my pure MCT oil. Look at that. Delicious. I've got a tablespoon of that. Okay, and then I just do a scoop of collagen. Okay, and then I do 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And I do 1 tablespoon of butter. And this is the butter that I like to use. Then I just pour my espresso in. And then I blend it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pour it in my mug. Okay guys, so this is my lunch. I have the keto pancakes that I made this morning. I have 4 of those, and I have a half a teaspoon of mustard and a half a tablespoon of mayonnaise on each one. So I'm just going to just kind of spread that all over my pancakes. Okay, and now I've got a cup of spinach here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on each wrap. Okay, and then we have our 4 slices of ham. And I just did 2 slices of Havarti cheese that I just tore in half for each one. And now what I'm gonna do to make it kind of like a wrap, I'm gonna roll it up. And I'm just gonna stick a toothpick in it.
And there you go. That's my lunch. And this is what we're having for dinner. I've got 4 chicken wings here and 5 celery sticks. And this is the sauce that we're using to dip our chicken wings in. And my husband's having the same thing with some electrolytes. Okay guys, so here is my lunch. I have this bone broth. I have a cup of bone broth, and I'm using this bone broth. This is a really good brand, and I got this at Kroger. Then I have my multivitamin and my magnesium that I'm going to take after I eat. And then I have some celery sticks, and on these celery sticks I have tuna salad, and then I have mashed up avocado in these 4, and I just put salt, pepper, and nutritional yeast. And I have 12 almonds and a thing of Gouda string cheese right there. So yeah, that's my lunch. Okay guys, so this is my dinner. This is the keto 10-minute chili. The chili is buried underneath all this stuff. I have some sour cream, some cheddar cheese, some cilantro and avocado. So, and then underneath that is the ground beef with the salsa. But this chili literally only took 10 minutes. It was awesome to make, and I'm sure it's pretty tasty too. So yeah, this is my dinner.